Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do another layered Dutch pour, a bit similar to this one, where you've got the effect of some hills and some perspective and some distance and some sky at the top. I'm going to do really similar, but I'm going to try and make it look much more realistic, much more silhouette-like. So I'm actually going to keep to very simple colours, just a couple of very dark blues. The darkest will be at the bottom, and then as it progresses up through the painting, I'm going to add little bits of white just to get it slightly paler and paler. So it will actually be one colour scheme throughout the whole painting as opposed to a whole rainbow, which I'm used to doing. So it's going to be very different for me, but I want to see if I can make it just look a little bit more realistic and therefore a bit more effective with this style of Dutch pour. So let's get started. I'm using a 30 by 40 centimetre canvas. You might be able to see I've drawn some lines on here. So they're the hills. So largest at the bottom, and then they just generally get a bit smaller towards the top, and then the horizon, and then you've got the sky. So the colours I've got, this is Payne's Grey by Art Discount. These are very, very similar to the De La Rowney paints. And the same bottles and the same supplier, so same shop called Art Discount. So I wonder if it's actually the same paint, just in a different with a different label on, because it feels very similar. I've got some Indigo by De La Rowney Graduate Acrylic here. I've never used this colour before. It's really pretty. It's got a slightly turquoisey colour to it. I've got some white, and then I've got some Prussian blue by Amsterdam. The paints are all mixed to a Dutch pour consistency, but there's no floetrol in this because I've run out, and I don't want to buy more at the moment because it's so expensive to buy and ship over here. So they're mixed with PVA glue and water. So pouring medium I've made myself 2 to 1, 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint to 1 part water. The pouring medium is 2 parts PVA glue to 1 part water, and then I've mixed that 3 to 1, so 3 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint, and then a little bit of water just to just thin it down a little bit more. I'm going to start with the sky. Now I'd want the sky to be this beautiful Payne's Grey colour. This will look almost black, I think, when it's dry. In fact, because it's going to look almost black, let's add some white now. Let's lighten it up a little bit, because then when it then dries, it will dry to a similar colour to this. So I've just added some white, so it's now a more sort of grey colour. So let's pop the sky on. So I'm going to pour it on, and then I'm going to use my hairdryer to blow this part out. This will be the only time I use the hairdryer. The rest of the Dutch pour will be just using my breath or using a straw. And then I'm just going to use my breath just to get that horizon, the sky down to the horizon level. Right, that's not perfect, but it doesn't matter at all. Now what I'm going to do is work from the top down. So I'm going to pour some colours on here, and then I'm going to blow them out. So I'm going to blow upwards to create that next horizon and the next edge, and then work my way down. Now, as I said, I want this to be paler at the top. So I think what I'm going to do is get a separate cup and then mix a little bit of white and the other colours. Right, so each time I do this, I want to have the Payne's Grey colour, which is this one, at the bottom, and I'm going to blow that up and over the 2 blue colours. I need so little paint for this. I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on, drip it on. Such a small amount of paint I need. And the good thing about this is these curves they can change. So the paint will almost dictate the layers of these hills, the lines of these hills. For example, it's already bled in there, but actually that will be fine because I can just adapt the hills accordingly. So I'm going to blow the paint upwards now. Really happy with that, except for here, because I don't want a little sort of overhanging bit in my horizon. There we go, gone. And actually doing a little finger kiss just pulls the colours together really nicely. I quite like that. So it almost makes it look a bit more like mountains. Oh, it's really pretty. Really happy with that. So I'm now going to darken all my colours. I'm so happy it's worked. You've got the perspective. It's exactly what I was hoping for. So darker and then just getting lighter and lighter. So to me, it really looks like there is some depth. This is in the foreground and then it's getting fainter and fainter into the background. When it's dry, I will define the edges a little bit more. I will probably put in a little bit of shading. But for now, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. So each time I just added a little bit more of the colour to the white. So all three colours each time got darker. Loved doing these little finger kisses because it just pulled the paint together. And to me, it made it look a little bit more like a top of a mountain. There's one just there. Almost like you can see the paths or the going over. It gives it some shape, some depth to a mountain. So it's a bit of a strange painting, this, a bit of a weird one, but really happy. I might embellish it with some trees. I'm not sure yet. I'll wait for it to dry, see what I think. But so far, for now, I'm really happy. So it's now finished. I am so pleased with it. I really feel it works. I had a comment on my previous pour similar to this from somebody who lives in America, and she said it really reminded her of the Blue Ridge Mountains in America. Little did she know that I'd actually already done this painting. So I've since Googled the Blue Ridge Mountains, and this looks so much like some of the images I've seen of them. So here are my Blue Ridge Mountains. So I've done a couple of things since it's dried. Obviously I've added my star. I've added a few stars, little spots, a few little speckles. Loving adding these silver stars at the moment. And then I've outlined with a black Posca pen every single border, every single mountain top. So the bottom 3 lines, I used a thicker Posca pen, and then the top 3 lines, I used a thin one to make it look like it's in the distance. And then I've used a little bit of silver on all of the edges to the right of each of the peaks. So hopefully it just looks a bit like starlight or moonlight. And if I show you it in the light, it just shimmers slightly. So really pretty. So I'm just so happy with the perspective. So dark, each one getting slightly lighter. So really happy with this. Let me know what you think. Please let me know if you agree that it looks like there's some perspective, some distance, some depth perception to this. Do you think it works? Great, thanks so much for watching. If you like it, please do hit the thumbs up button. If you can see the depth, please do hit the thumbs up button. Great, thanks for watching. Bye.